Welcome, movie buffs, to Movie Trivia Game Night on Real Intellect. I'm your host, Brianna, and tonight we're diving deep into the world of cinema to test your film knowledge like never before. Get ready to challenge your friends, flex your movie muscles, and uncover fascinating facts about your favorite flicks. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons below, and make sure to tickle that little bell to stay up to date on our movie trivia nights every week. Let's roll the reels and let the games begin. In Saving Private Ryan, which battle serves as the backdrop for the film's opening sequence? The actors portraying main characters underwent an intense week-long boot camp, led by a former Marine before filming began. This training helped them bond as a unit and provided them with insight into the physical and mental demands of being soldiers, adding authenticity to their performances. What is the setting of Schindler's List? Director Steven Spielberg refused to accept payment for his work on the film, stating that it would be blood money. Instead, he donated his salary to the Shoah Foundation, which he established to preserve the testimonies of Holocaust survivors and victims. What is the name of the character who leads the mission to assassinate Colonel Kurtz in Apocalypse Now? Marlon Brando, who played Colonel Kurtz, showed up on set significantly overweight and unprepared, causing production delays and forcing the filmmakers to adapt the script to accommodate his physical condition. What is the nickname given to the brutal drill instructor in Full Metal Jacket? The actor who played Gunnery Sergeant Hartman, R. Lee Ermey, was initially hired as a technical advisor for the film. However, director Stanley Kubrick was so impressed with his military knowledge and improvisational skills that he gave Ermey the role, allowing him to ad-lib many of his lines, contributing to the authenticity and intensity of the character. What symbolic item does Sergeant Elias wear throughout Platoon that reflects his character's moral compass? Director Oliver Stone drew upon his own experiences as a soldier during the Vietnam War to create the film's intense and realistic portrayal of combat. Stone's first-hand knowledge provided authenticity to the movie's depiction of the war's brutality and the moral dilemmas faced by soldiers. What is the primary focus of Dunkirk, depicted through its non-linear narrative? Director Christopher Nolan opted to use practical effects as much as possible, including using real vintage aircraft and ships from the World War II era. This commitment to authenticity helped immerse audiences in the intensity of the evacuation scenes. What game serves as a central metaphor throughout The Deer Hunter? Robert De Niro, who portrayed one of the main characters, actually trained as a steelworker in a Pennsylvania mill to prepare for his role. This dedication to authenticity helped him embody the blue-collar background of his character and added depth to his performance. What is the primary objective of the American forces in Black Hawk Down? Black Hawk Down was based on the non-fiction book of the same name by journalist Mark Bowden, which detailed the events of the Battle of Mogadishu. The book meticulously researched the incident and provided a comprehensive account of the harrowing ordeal faced by the soldiers involved, serving as the primary source material for the film's screenplay. In Braveheart, which battle serves as the climactic showdown between Scottish forces led by William Wallace and English forces commanded by King Edward I. Despite winning 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director for Mel Gibson, Braveheart has faced criticism for historical inaccuracies. Specifically, its portrayal of William Wallace and events surrounding the Scottish Wars of Independence. What is the name of the battle depicted in the opening scene of Gladiator, where Maximus leads the Roman army against Germanic tribes? The Battle of Germania, portrayed in the opening scene of Gladiator, was inspired by historical events from the Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius's campaigns against Germanic tribes in the late 2nd century AD. While the film takes creative liberties with the portrayal of the battle, the Roman Empire's expansion into Germania was indeed a significant part of its military history. In We Were Soldiers, which battle serves as the primary focus of the film, depicting the first major engagement between American and North Vietnamese forces during the Vietnam War. We Were Soldiers was based on the book We Were Soldiers Once and Young by Lieutenant General Harold G. Moore and war journalist Joseph L. Galloway, who both experienced the Battle of Ia Drang firsthand. The film's dedication to portraying their real-life experiences adds a level of authenticity and emotional depth to the story. What significant historical figure is portrayed in Pearl Harbor as a United States Army Air Corps pilot? The production team faced challenges in recreating the attack scenes due to restrictions on filming at the actual Pearl Harbor site. As a result, they utilized a combination of practical effects, CGI, and detailed models to meticulously recreate the devastation of the attack, striving for historical accuracy in their portrayal. What is the main objective of the soldiers in 1917? Director Sam Mendes and cinematographer Roger Deakins opted to shoot the film to appear as if it was done in one continuous take. While there are hidden cuts throughout the movie, this innovative technique creates a sense of urgency and immersion, intensifying the viewer's experience of the soldier's journey through the harrowing landscape of World War I. Who portrays Confederate General Thomas Stonewall Jackson in the film Gods and Generals? Actor Stephen Lang, who portrayed Confederate General Thomas Stonewall Jackson, went to great lengths to prepare for his role. He immersed himself in Jackson's life by studying his mannerisms, reading his personal letters, and even visiting historical sites associated with Jackson, all to deliver a nuanced and authentic portrayal of the legendary general. During their mission in Tears of the Sun, what is the greatest threat faced by Lieutenant Waters and his team? Bruce Willis, who portrayed Lieutenant A.K. Waters, underwent extensive training with real Navy SEALs to prepare for his role. This training not only enhanced the authenticity of his performance, but also provided insight into the rigorous physical and mental demands faced by elite Special Forces operatives, adding depth to the character portrayal in the film. In Fury, what type of tank does the crew of the titular tank Fury operate during World War II? Director David Ayer went to great lengths to ensure authenticity in the film's portrayal of tank warfare during World War II. He had the actors undergo a rigorous boot camp where they learned to operate and maintain real tanks, fostering a deep sense of camaraderie among the cast and contributing to the film's gritty and realistic depiction of armored combat. What is the name of the U.S. Navy submarine at the center of the conflict in Crimson Tide? Filmmakers worked closely with the U.S. Navy to accurately depict submarine operations and protocols. The interior scenes of the submarine were meticulously recreated based on real submarine designs, and the actors received training from submarine crew members to ensure authenticity in their performances and portrayals of naval procedures. What is General George S. Patton's famous nickname in Patton? George C. Scott, who portrayed General George S. Patton, initially turned down the role multiple times due to his personal aversion to war and violence. However, after reading the script and recognizing the complexity of the character, Scott ultimately agreed to take on the role, delivering an iconic and Oscar-winning performance that became synonymous with the character of Patton. What city serves as the primary setting for The Hurt Locker? Kathryn Bigelow became the first woman to win the Academy Award for Best Director for her work on the film. This historic achievement not only highlighted Bigelow's talent and skill as a filmmaker, but also broke barriers for women in the industry. Who directed the 2004 film The Alamo? John Lee Hancock and his team recreated the famous Alamo compound to scale, using historically accurate plans and dimensions. The set was so detailed that it allowed actors and crew to immerse themselves in the environment and provided a realistic backdrop for the film's portrayal of the iconic battle.